State environmental officials are cracking down on operators of a large solar farm in northeast Texas. They're accused of contaminating creeks and rivers in violation of state rules. Now, we featured the solar company in a special report last year, and now neighboring landowners who oppose the project are saying, "We told you so." Last year, Spectrum News took viewers on a journey to Cynthia Martin's family farm in northeast Texas.
I mean, there's Indian mounds all through here. It's so spiritual. I just feel like I walked through a piece of heaven.
Over the past 2 years, Martin and her son, Michael, have been fighting to keep a massive solar farm from taking over 1,800 acres of farm and forest land surrounding them in Hopkins County. Sickened at the prospect of their fragile post-oak forests being replaced by fields of glass and steel.
Everybody matters.
Today, 1 year later, Martin and her son may have won the battle to save their land, but they have lost the war.
NG has gone in and cleared every single tree that's not within a protected area.
Pickens took me on a tour of the family farm through the thicket of oak trees.
You see all this here?
Across the forest floor to the property fence line where the devastation first appears.
It used to be a gorgeous forest with wetlands, so that's what we're going to have next to our gorgeous forest is an industrial solar power plant complex.
And the complex is starting to grow. First, the clearing of the land and forest, then the driving of the metal posts into the soil.
How long did that go on?
All day, every day, 7 days a week.
And soon, rows upon rows of solar panels will be mounted in place, producing clean, renewable energy that so many say is necessary to save the planet. But for now, the construction is taking its toll. Spring rains are pounding the barren soil, flushing the topsoil into ponds and streams and flooding the habitat with murky clay.
The food sources have now disappeared. It's literally dead water.
Not far away, we take a tour of David Knauss's farm, where the spring rains rolling off the solar side have flooded his pasture and ponds with silt.
Just look at this pond. And as Buddy runs through it, it looks like chocolate milk, just dirt, sediment, silt.
And here, the neighboring forest, he says, has been plundered and destroyed.
But all this that you see over here was woodlands.
Knauss and Pickens have complained to state and local authorities who have recently responded. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has issued a notice of violation to the contractor for failure to prevent discharge sediment from migrating downstream. And the Sulphur River Basin Authority has issued a resolution condemning what it calls the damaging effects of the significant degradation of neighboring floodplains and wetlands. As we make our way to the fence line, we encounter solar farm workers whose previous efforts to stop the runoff appear less than effective.
You do realize all my creeks and streams are contaminated. It used to be crystal clear water, and now it looks like this.
Brown.
Oh, yeah.
The developer, NG North America, acknowledges its stormwater runoff issues and told Spectrum News, quote, "We take all issues raised seriously and want to evaluate and address them promptly, regardless of the source of the complaint." Those corrections have been or are being implemented within the time provided by the TCEQ. NG, however, rejects the criticisms of the Sulphur River Basin Authority, saying, "We feel the statements made in their resolution were unfounded." NG says most of the solar farm properties were only cow pastures, so the environmental damage will be minimal and the solar farms will be reseeded with wildflowers and native grasses.
Normally, Brett, the water should be a clear, rusty color.
Pickens and Knaus say they support renewable energy and saving the environment, but not when nature is disrupted in order to protect it.
It's the state of Texas and the citizens of Texas have a right to not have the habitat for their wildlife destroyed like this.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app and tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV to get live news coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.